Hey, happy holidays, everybody. It's Mark for Blue Poodle Studio. And of course, it's Christmas time, one of the best times of year to celebrate toys, and that's what we're doing today. So, as I mentioned in the past, both my mom and even my grandmother were toy collectors, and not tons of stuff, but they've got a few odds and ends of things. So, for many years, I used to do in our kitchen above the counters a big Santa's workshop, sort of toy-themed collection of vintage toys. I haven't done it in a while, it was a lot of work, but I kept a bunch of this stuff together. So today, I'm gonna open up one of these tubs I haven't looked at in a couple years, and we're gonna go back and see what was in the vintage Christmas toy collection, and that's what it's labeled here. So, some are not super vintagey. First of all, I found some fun, back in about 2000, Target did a series of these really great repro vintage signs for toys, and so I used this in the kind of merchandising of the shelves that I put together with all the toy stuff. So this is a mixture of stuff from my family's history as well as my own collection. So we'll take a look, see what we got here. First, here's a fun Snow White bank. These were always great figs from the Disney store. It was a project I worked on while I was there, and so we had banks were always a fun product. Then during my time at Hallmark Cards, we used to do some fun kind of Christmassy toy-like objects. This was a peppermint bicycle, and I love to put a piece of plush on this or something. This was probably from probably 1998, somewhere in there, so that's kind of cool. Oh, also while at Hallmark, we did a series of reproduction lunch boxes. So this is a fun Mickey Mouse lunch box from, again, late 90s. I love all the classic character art around the perimeter of it. So lunch boxes are a hot collectible. These are, again, reproductions. Here's another one. This is a reproduction vintage or faux vintage Superman box. I loved Superman when I was a kid, so that's kind of fun there. And then some board games, Tiddlywinks. I love the kind of kitschy 50s graphics on the packaging. That's very, very cool, I think. I like that style. Okay, what else we got in here? Okay, here's this little weird wind-up grasshopper. I think it might still work. Let's see. It may be broken. I don't know. Okay, wait, there we go. Go. Look at that. I think that's from my grandmother. That's probably circa 50s, perhaps. Of course, we always need a good Furby thrown in the collection. It reminds me of the Gremlins movie, the Furbies did, so I love to work them in periodically. From my own collection, I don't have a lot of robots, but I love to pick up some of the funky, weird plastic robots. This was, again, from the mid-90s. I think I bought that in New York on a trip one time. Let's see what else we got down here. Oh, okay, now we're digging farther back in time. This is a vintage plastic truck. That's probably, maybe even from the 40s, but certainly at least from the 50s. There's a little plastic train. They're not very expensive toys. These were a lot of the things that, in those days came from China or Japan. Oh, here's the caboose to that train. Again, that's very fun. My great aunt, who was kind of like a grandmother to me, also used to have a big sleigh that she piled up some of these toys in at her house. Here's an old-fashioned top. I don't know if it still makes a sound, but it does still spin. And then here are some really old dolls from my Aunt Leela's collection. Again, she would put these on display every Christmas, even though she and her husband didn't have children, but they loved kids and toys, and they were like grandparents to us. So these are some very, I think this, ironically, is a Mama Cass doll. If anybody remembers the Mamas and the Papas. So that might have been some from another era, but these are definitely among the more vintage dolls that I got. That Mama Cass is kind of fun. I love the little white go-go boots. That's kind of cool stuff. Here's another plastic truck from that same, I think, sort of that same era. This is probably 40s. Here's a fun little race car with a driver in it. That's kind of cool. I don't remember if there's probably from Japan, but that's from another era. Then You know, party favors were very big. This is a vintage metal horn with some fun kind of clowns and other sort of circus talent on it. That was always cute. And let's see what else we got down here. Oh, and then from my own childhood, I used to read mystery novels, the Hardy Boys, and these are always great kind of old-time paintings on the covers. I love the illustrations on those covers. So Hardy Boys Mysteries. When I was a kid, I used to read those over there. Okay, here's some other fun old books. There's a very old Superman comic. That's from my personal collection. That was from probably mid-60s. And I got to look at the date on that, but that's kind of fun. And then, you know, of course, still always collecting the Disney books. There's another Golden Book, a Donald Duck piece. Here's some fun Jetsons. Talk about your baby boomer stuff. A little Golden Book Jetsons. Of course, ABCs for Christmas. That was kind of, I love all the Golden Book stuff. All the illustration styles on these are very fun. Here's a really pretty old Snow White book. This is, let's see if I can find a date on this, 1973. So this one definitely goes back quite a ways. Down there. All right, let's keep it there. What else we got in here? Oh, here we go. Here's an old, Casper the Ghost ukulele. Now, there's a bizarre juxtaposition. I don't know what happened in that product development meeting, that a guitar or ukulele had anything to do with Casper the Ghost. It's obviously lost its strings. Let's see if it... Trying to recognize the song. It might be Pop Goes the Weasel. That was a usual one in a lot of those. Here's a really... Oh, gosh. Here's a super strange kind of Santa plush. A little bit creepy looking there, but I'm sure this I think this belonged to my sister. So that's a little fun Christmas treat there. And what else we got down here? Here's there we go. This is something. Okay. Oh, some old classic Barbie toys, Barbie dolls. Barbie and Skipper, Tropical Barbie. Let's see if I can find a date on these. 1985. These were from my mom, Mama Jones collection. So she was a toy collector. So Skippy and Barbie, they're out doing their sunbathing. That's kind of fun. Sorry about that. Okay, and then the final piece of resistance is a beautiful Fisher-Price pull string toy. This is a rooster, and I'm sure this is from the 30s or 40s. And my mom had held on to this for many years. I actually have the box of this downstairs, and she had wanted this to go to my niece Brittany, and so I'm holding on to it for Brittany, but it belongs to her, and it's really a great piece. So, again, fun time. Christmas is such a great time, obviously. Kids get toys for Christmas, and, you know, sometimes the old ones get kicked aside, but don't be so fast to throw them away, even if your children lose interest in them, because remember, years from now, your children will wish they still had those toys that they threw away when they were just too old for them anymore. You know, toys, as I've said before, carry a lot of good karma and a lot of good positive energy because they're very important to children and to adults. So, again, enjoy the Christmas season. We'll be updating you on other products from the collection, but wanted to do some archival digging and dig out this old set of vintage toys. And anyway, have a great holiday, and we will see you again soon. Oh, and of course, as always, don't forget to follow us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel for more videos. And of course, you can see great photographs and stories more in depth on our collection on the Blue Poodle Studio Facebook or Instagram account. So be sure to follow us there. Again, this is Mark for Blue Poodle Studio. Have a good December, and we'll be talking to you again soon.